Hey there, wonderful world of social media. Yours truly, Jimmy Williams again. I'm back with another great and informative video. And guys, if you're listening to us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter, or TikTok, take a moment to subscribe, share, and leave a comment and engage with our audience because what I have today is a special guest. And I think all of you who've been struggling to figure out a way to make money passively with real estate, whether it be single family or multifamily, I have a guy who's really come pretty far with doing this, and he's found some success with it through trial and error. And I love his story. I was referred to him by a friend of mine who's really been in this game a long time, and he said, Jimmy, we need to do an interview with this guy. But what I want to tell you before I introduce him is he's doing an amazing, it's a private invitation, guys. He's doing a masterclass tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. VIP is 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. So click on the link, stop what you're doing, click on the link and subscribe and register right now. Spacing is limited, all right? So once it's full, you can't get in, all right? And you guys know if I'm promoting it, then it must be something serious. I don't promote everyone. I basically look at the background and see what they've done. If it's relevant to our audience, I love to bring people on like that. Okay, so basically, ladies and gentlemen, this guy does this amazing real estate business, and he's really good at finding a way to get multifamily property and single family property to buy it where you're not paying so much monthly. He's going to get rid of all the high payments, and he's going to turn that into residual income. He's going to show you how to do that. And you want to listen up close because I've never seen anybody do it like him. You know, I've been in this like 7-8 years, but his techniques and his success is bar none some of the best. All right. And you can get in for a very fraction of the cost it would cost you with some of these gurus that are charging 15 and 20,000 just to see them. All right, so stop, click right now, okay? And if you do that, I'm going to give you a free vacation to maybe Bali, Atlanta, Georgia, Miami. Some of you like to go to Cancun, Mexico, Vegas. I'll give you 3 days, 4 nights. You pay for your own taxes, but if you subscribe now and register right now, I will give you a voucher within 24 hours, but you got to get in right now. My special guest is Anthony Peltier, and he's really, really amazing. Young guy, look at him. He looks like James Dean and one of these other stars from Hollywood. And I told him, I said, man, you go to Hollywood, you'll make it. But he's just that good in real estate. And I'm going to let him come on here and just tell his story. I'm going to ask him about 5 questions. But I want you guys to mentally take a note and take notes because real estate now, you're dealing with real people, real title companies, real situations, real brokers. But the reality of real estate is it's up and down, and it's very emotional when you don't get deals done. Most of you who are with me, half of you are newbies, and you haven't done your first deal just yet, have you? So you need to figure out what the people who are successful, what are they doing that you're not doing, and take notes and take this class so you can learn what to avoid. I always told you guys, if you look at mentors, the people that are successful, they've all failed at something, but they found a way to tweak what they experienced, and propel them to success. Or they listened to another mentor that told them, don't go down that road. That road is a dead end. Go over here, you'll find success. And that's what he's going to give us today. But having said that, Anthony, before I even ask you any questions, just tell us a little bit about yourself. You are known as the finance guy, right? So you have a strong financial background. But tell us a little bit more about where you came from and what inspired you to get into finance and real estate.
Yeah, that's correct. Thanks for that warm intro, Jimmy.
You got it.
Hi, everybody. Anthony Peltier. My friends and family call me the finance guy. I have been in operations finance my entire career and very focused on real estate investing. That's kind of my passion. Like Jimmy said, it is sometimes hard to get started, but having a guide is something I never really had since I was in finance. I just kind of figured it out on my own, but come to realize having a guide, especially on your first deal, if you're just getting started, can just increase your confidence so much and also increase your chances of success, decrease your chances of making a costly mistake. In this game, if you get bit too much or stung too many times, you give up, right? So yeah, I really appreciate you having me on here, Jimmy.
Awesome, man. Awesome. So let's get right into this. So first question, what really inspired you to start helping people? I mean, for me, my biggest passion was, coming up, I saw a lot of poverty around me and I just didn't like it. My grandfather was my mentor. He had tons of children, property, land, but everybody else was just struggling. I knew one day I wanted to find a way to help people come out of that, and that's why I got into real estate and finance. But we want to hear from you. What really what really pushed you to start doing this?
Yeah, good question. Like I said, I've always been interested in finance. I think it
Hmm.
was installed in me at a very young age by my grandma, actually. May she rest in peace.
Hmm.
And my family didn't have much growing up. My mom would volunteer at the food shelter to get a
Really?
bag of groceries. Yeah. So it's not like we came for money, but that also installed in me at a very young age I
Hmm.
was just gravitating towards that. I was always geared towards that, right?
Yeah.
So I went the traditional path and got professionally trained in finance and in college, and I made that my career.
Really?
Then over the course of time, like I said, my friends and family would always ask me for advice. Hey, what about investing in this? What about saving here, opening this type of account? And that
Hmm.
was always just fun. It didn't feel like work. So
Yeah.
once I kind of started building my real estate portfolio, naturally, my friends
Yeah.
and family started asking about how I'm doing that. So,
Yeah.
and it was very rewarding to me personally to see
Hmm.
that light bulb go off, people that, oh, I can do this. And it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars to get started.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have a very, when I look at you, man, you have a very approachable attitude. Um, some people are not approachable in real estate. They're just, and it's not on purpose. They're just so serious all the time. People look at me and they think, but I'm just a guy. But I've branded myself this way. But I turn my hat backwards. I get involved and all that. And you're that kind of guy. I can look at you and tell, and that's going to make you. I think it's going to help you propel you to more success because people want to feel that you're not above them. They want to feel like they're with them, and that's what I feel when I look at you, man. So I'm really happy for what you're doing. But now I want to talk about the product and service. If you can,
Mhm.
tell us a little bit about what the webinar is going to be talking about, or basically, and some of the little. Don't give too much. I know you're not going to do that, but just give them a little taste, and then what is the process like? What do they got to do? What are they going to learn? How they going to what are they going to learn from it?
For sure. Yeah, like you said, tomorrow, everybody, 10 a.m. Central, 9 a.m. Central for VIP.
Hmm.
You can register. We're going to be covering a lot. It is a half-day masterclass. It is really
Okay.
designed. My program is designed to take people from renting, paying your
Hmm.
landlord's mortgage,
Wow.
uh, whether that's 1,500, 2,000 a month,
Sign me
whatever
up for
that may be.
that. Sign me up for that.
Um,
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so when you're renting, that money's just kind of going out of your account and into your landlord's bank account, and you never get that back.
Hmm.
So tomorrow in the multifamily masterclass, I'm going to be showing people how to take themselves out of that renting position and become their own landlord, right?
Wow.
So
Wow.
renting to owning and
Hmm.
actually living
Hmm.
rent free using other people to pay your mortgage.
Say no more. So basically, guys, you renting, you probably hate your landlord if you know he's paying 600 or 700 a month for mortgage and you're paying, 1,800, right? That's a bummer, right? If you just think about it. But unless you know what to do and how to get out of that, you can't. So he's going to go over all that with you. So listen up, you guys. You've been fussing about, paying so much, I ain't got nothing left, and you need to listen to what this guy's saying to get out of that situation. And it is a process. So be there.
And
Okay. Again. Mhm. Yeah.
yeah,
Go
I was
ahead.
just going to say even more specifically, since you mentioned the process, Jimmy,
Hmm.
the process is very simple. I'm not reinventing the wheel here, guys, but I have distilled it into a four-step repeatable process, which I call the BFFF
Oh,
method.
wow.
Uh,
Wow.
so we're going to go through that tomorrow. And what I like to say is if you can master this,
Yeah.
which I'll help you, but you and I will be best effing friends forever.
Oh, wow. Hey, man, listen, the audience that I have, the people that are here, they're always looking for ways to make their lives better. Okay. But again, a lot of newbies, they don't have no direction. So newbies, this is a system where he's going to take you by the hand and show you how to do it. All right. So I highly recommend this. Again, I don't endorse a lot of folks, but something I believe that it's going to help my people come up. And when I say my people, I'm talking the real estate world. 37,000 members in that one group that, and 20,000 subscribers on YouTube and another 80,000 subscribers on Instagram, et cetera, and TikTok. But we want you guys to get on and do this and check it out. It's not going to be an overnight process, but he'll give you instant solutions to solve those problems. Okay. Number three, big question. What do you think, in your opinion, holds people back? And let me just give an example for me. I kept when I was a kid, I hated to see people fail. So the biggest thing in my heart was, if I try, I'm going to fail. Then I got a little bit older. When I
Mm.
got to be like 18 or 19, I started realizing all the entrepreneurs, everybody I heard and talked to, they kept saying, man, I tried 30 times and failed 95, over 100 times. I tried 50 times over here and that failed. And I tried this, and you know what I mean? I heard the story of the Colonel, the guy who started the whole thing with Kentucky Fried Chicken. He was 60 something years old and he was retired, and he went to what, over 1,000 different different companies that, and they denied him for his recipe. He kept going, going, going. So to me, I think the biggest fear for most people is failure, and that's what kept me back until I got to be old enough to realize if I don't try something, I'm going to fail anyway by not trying. But in your opinion, what do you think holds them back?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Fear of
Hmm.
failure can be paralyzing for
Yeah,
people, which is makes it all the more reason why when you have a proven process to follow,
yeah.
just increase your chance of success. For
Hmm.
me, Jimmy, I've going back to talking about my grandma, I've
Yeah.
had that ethic installed in me at a very young age. I remember her reading me a book
Hmm.
called Try Again. If at
Okay.
first you don't succeed, try
Yeah.
again. Um, and
Awesome
even
book. Hmm.
you're familiar with it.
Yes, I am. Go ahead. Yep.
So
Yep.
I think
Hmm.
just that overwhelming drive to never give up, and you will succeed, right? So if you can convince yourself or trick yourself that, hey, I'm meant for more.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't have to rent for my entire life. I don't have to subsidize somebody else's mortgage.
Hmm.
Um, no, you see other people out there doing it. It is possible to do if you take that first step.
Wow. I agree. Totally agree. And I want to go a little bit deeper though. And you said a lot there. I think the biggest problem with most people is they don't even want to try,
Mm.
and I think there's a lot of things from the outside, and looking at television and wrong thoughts and wrong, when I say wrong, bad thoughts of you can't have this, you can't do that, don't even try, right? And then you look at the media and it's everywhere. Then you have your best friend sometimes saying, how dare you try that? And I want to ask you, how did you overcome all that? Like, because you're a young guy. I mean, I'm 49. I'm gonna be 49 this year, but I'm not. You ain't got to say how old you are, but you look a lot younger than me, and you found success younger. I tell people, age is just a number. You can succeed when you're 15 or 20. But how'd you overcome all the negative energy, man? How'd you do that?
It really wasn't easy. When I was on the hamster wheel for a long time, right? Even being professionally trained in finance, going through college, that teaches you how to be a good employee, right? So it was tough to get out of that mindset. And it really wasn't until, I was renting in a fairly nice suburb of Chicago, Oak Park,
Really?
with a girlfriend at the time, yeah. And
Hmm.
our rent was 2,600 a month.
Yeah.
2,600, nice place, right? No
Hmm.
complaints about the unit, but the landlord was living in one of the units, and he wasn't that much older than me. I'm 35, by the way.
Okay.
Um,
All right.
he was married, a couple young kids, worked in the union. So, not some like big hedge fund manager or anything, but he had a multi-million-dollar property in his name. And that was really what flipped the switch for me was, wait a second, if he can do it, right, and have these multifamily properties where the tenants are paying your mortgage, now that's really what instilled that drive in me was like, okay, I need to make some sacrifices. I need to make some changes in my life
Yeah.
instead of just always looking for that next apartment. That was
So,
the key, saying, hey, I'm not going to renew this lease. Before this
wow.
lease is up, I will be landlord. I will be my own landlord. So
Wow.
if anybody listening resonates with that, I would say, go grab
Man.
your lease,
Yeah.
tear it up, and commit that you're not going to sign another lease, and that this will be the year you actually become a landlord or purchase your first multifamily property.
My brother, you inspired me. My gosh. So the guy said that he saw another man who owned owned the building, not old, right? Owned the building, and he was paying rent to this guy $2,600. And here's another thing I tell people: when you see other people that are successful, you can't get angry with them. If you get mad with anybody, get mad with yourself because you were duped, right? Because we all were. But don't kind of idolize them, but be like, you know what? Whatever they did, maybe I can do it too. Or don't maybe you can't analyze in a good way. I'm just being facetious when I say that, but he saw this guy. He took action. He didn't get all angry and, oh, that's another rich person out. He got it. He's scamming me. That's how they feel when they see other rich people who are angry. When I say they, them that have the bad attitude about money and about how wealth is created, they get mad instead of
Yeah.
saying, let's figure out what the person did. And that's what Anthony did. Anthony found a way to say, I'm going to figure this out, and I'm going to figure out a way to do what he's doing. I commend you for that. And that's the right attitude. And I think if we all had that attitude, we'd find success faster instead of blaming and fault finding and, not taking personal responsibility for failure, right? I think failure to me is when you don't keep trying, because you're not going to win all the time. It's getting back up, being consistent with it, perseverance, tenacity, stickability. That's a word I've made up. Stickability, sticking with something long enough till you get something to happen. And you did that, man. So we're excited about this. Again, guys, if you're listening, go ahead, click on that button right now and get that free vacation and register for VIP for tomorrow. Okay. Lastly, what should they do now? I mean, what's the on top of just registering to get on? Is there something else they need to do? Is there anything else for game planning for tomorrow for the session, or they just need to sign up and that's it?
I would say just sign up, guys. Come with an open mind. We are going to be diving into some deeper financial concepts, but
Okay.
if you can just try to put yourself in the position of imagining, what it's going to be like when you don't have to pay rent anymore. If you can think about if
Yeah.
you're renting right now, or even if you own a home right now, say, what if I didn't have to pay a mortgage? It's most people's biggest expense. And what
Yeah, it
I've come
is.
to learn is that the traditional banking system, the traditional mortgage is kind of a lie built by the banks designed to keep you in debt forever.
Wow.
So
Wow. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
said something really important, Jimmy, that I want people to think about your standards in the mindset. And I read this quote recently. I may butcher it, but it said your income right now is a result of your standards, not
Yeah. Yeah.
not economy, right? It's
Wow.
and
Yeah.
really that just kind of lit
Yeah.
something in me when I read that was wow.
Yeah. I've never heard
Me,
that, but
yeah, it's
wow.
not
Wow.
something external. It's a result of
Yeah.
my standards and the standard I hold myself to, right? So
Hmm.
tomorrow, I would say, guys, if you're signed up, if you haven't signed up already, bring your A game tomorrow because we're gonna be going deep and we're gonna raise your standards tomorrow, 100%.
Well, man, you got me excited. You got to write a book. I'll be the first one in line to buy it, because I never heard that what you said. I've heard something similar, but it's based on your standards, something internal. So nothing external can determine your income. That's powerful. I've heard other, something similar, but that was very profound. So guys, let's make it happen. For just $47, that's what it costs, right? To become, right? Is that right? To get in right now, right? To register for $47, guys, to get access to something that can make you an actual millionaire, to get access, to get started, to take you from renting to owning to renting to other people. Okay, can get you into the Airbnb business. All these things that can happen just for $47. And what I'm going to do for you, I told you, I'm going to go ahead and send you guys a voucher. You'll tell me what city you want. If I have it, I got like 500 cities to choose from worldwide. All right. And that's a value of about $1,500 if you have to go to, let's say Bali, or like I said, Cancun, Mexico, Phuket, Thailand, places like that. All right. I'm going to send you that. You'll cover your own taxes, but you'll get a 3 day, 4 nights, or 4 days, 3 nights, or 7 days, 6 nights on me, on us, because we want you to have access to this information. Okay. And I'm telling you, Anthony, I'm telling you, brother, you're going to go far. Just keep up that mindset. You need to start writing, because even though you're doing this, there's much more to go. And my following will follow you all the way to the bank. If you can take them out of this situation, we want to make sure that we can help them get out of the situation. And you have a solution for that. And whatever products and services you create, they'll follow you as long as you are doing it the right way. And brother, I barely know you, but I've been watching you. My wife and I saw some of your videos, and we're impressed. We're impressed. You've been there, done that. You've been at the bottom, and you're rising up to the top. And those of you who are listening, you need to hear more of his story and follow his instructions. So having said that, click on that link right now. The first 50 are in, everybody else is out. Okay? We can't have it for everyone. Let's make it happen. And as I always say, my brother, I tell this to all my audience, I'll see you guys at the top, because we're going to get there together. Peace and blessings. Bye-bye.